Welcome to the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast, where we don't take from insurance companies. Here are your hosts, Mr. Jordon Comstock and Mr. Ben Tuine.
Welcome to another episode of the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast, the Say No to PPOs series. My name is Jordon Comstock, your host today, and sadly, we don't have Ben Tuine with us today. Ben, you rock, brother. We miss you. Today, we have an awesome friend and an awesome guest on our show, Dr. Mark Costes. How are you doing, brother?
Jordon Comstock, I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me today, my friend.
Yeah, man, it's always a pleasure to have you on our show. We always enjoy hearing from you. You're doing some pretty cool things in the industry, and I think everybody needs to hear it.
Oh, well, thanks, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. I get around a lot. I'm on my 7th week straight of travel. And,
wow.
You know, the funny thing is I booked all of these speaking engagements last year, not really thinking that, oh my gosh, Q1 is going to be crazy if you just stack one thing on top of the next on top of the next. But, like, dude, it's been insanity. Like, I feel like I live on a flying tube. I live in an airplane. And I just cannot wait for the first quarter to be over when things lighten up a little bit. I love it when I'm there, but boy, it's exhausting.
Wears you out.
It
wears you out.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So 7th week, you're flying around. Where are you at right now? Then you're not in Arizona.
I am in Arizona, but I have a speaking engagement in Scottsdale on Thursday, Friday. Then I get right on an airplane from that, and then go to Baltimore for something else, and then I come back for 2 days, and then I'm in Miami, and then I come back for 2 days from Miami, and then I am in Kentucky. Then I come back for 3 days, and then I'm in Jamaica. So
you're going to NISA's conference.
Yeah. So that'll be, I don't know, that'll be like 10 straight weeks of travel. I don't I don't wish that on anybody, man. I killed myself.
Every time I think to myself, I'm like, yeah, I should speak more, but then I hear stories from you and Ben, because Ben travels a lot as well.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, maybe not.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go, like, I think like the whole second quarter. I can't promise this, but I think the whole second quarter I'm gonna try to travel like twice. Wow. I'm gonna try to pull way back. I have 2 traveling soccer players. So my oldest son Bryce he plays year-round soccer for a really competitive team, like they're state and nationally ranked. So he travels to a different state every single weekend, pretty much. So I'm either like I'll either fly directly to where he is playing for the weekends, because I try not to travel on the weekends. I travel like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I'll travel directly to where he's playing and meet my wife and my other kids there, or I'll fly into town and he'll be playing like in Scottsdale or something. So, yeah. And then I have another guy, my 9-year-old Brady just made the traveling all-star team. He's got an abbreviated season, but he travels every weekend too. So
holy smokes,
we are all over the place. He's 9. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And when I was 9, I don't think I was good at anything.
It's weird.
But,
like the kids
so
have
cool
to specialize now, and then these club sports are super demanding. Like,
yeah, I bet
3 days a week practice, and then like pretty much every weekend they're playing Saturday and Sunday. So
yeah, I guess I don't. So my oldest she's 3 years old, and
she's not on a travel team yet.
She's not on a travel team yet. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
She's interested in ballet too. So I think I'll be attending a lot of ballet performances during my lifetime here.
Oh, dude, you know what? The dance moms, because we have a few friends who of course they call soccer parents, and especially soccer moms, because they're constantly driving around and out of town and everything. So there's soccer moms, and then there's dance moms, and dance moms and dads are at a whole other level, because that's like 6 days a week, dude. So if your daughter gets into dancing, just be prepared, because it is crazy.
So I'll be a dance dad?
You'll be a dance dad. You'll know everything about dancing. You'll know more than anybody ever needs to know about dancing, besides the dancers.
I'm excited for that, Mark. Holy smokes.
I can tell. I can tell.
So, yeah, because grew up with mostly boys, and we didn't do it. Dude, we were guitar players. We rocked out, and we were wrestlers as well growing up. So were,
Ah, where'd you
we
grow up?
never did. I grew up here in Utah, so in Sandy, Utah.
Yeah, they have good wrestling
And
there, don't they?
yeah, yeah. So we went. I wrestled ever since I was 5 years old.
Wow.
Uh,
I knew your
so
ears looked funny.
yeah, surprisingly, my ears never got the cauliflower ear.
I
So
have it. I have it. I
I'm.
was a wrestler
Were
too.
you a wrestler too? I knew it.
Wrestler and then wrestler, then right into jiu-jitsu. So my ears are
Really?
like you can't see it, but if you touch my ears, they're
You
hard as a
feel.
rock. Like luckily they didn't deform, but they still filled with fluid and calcified and all that stuff. So I actually have cauliflower ear. It just doesn't look like it. So I'm
Huh.
blessed to have not been deformed by wrestling like a lot of my buddies.
So next time I see you, we're gonna have a wrestling match, right?
No, no.
No,
You'll probably kill me.
no. I was thinking the same with you because I saw your huge arms at the Voices of Dentistry
Oh,
Conference,
stop,
and
stop.
and I was like, I would not pick a fight with that dude. Well,
Uh,
cool. So let's get started here. Today, I want to kind of chat. As I mentioned before, we were down in Voices of Dentistry together.
yeah.
Um, had a lot
Awesome
of fun.
conference, right?
Such an awesome conference. That was the second year, right, Mark?
Yeah, first year I was in Nashville. It's always the week. Well, it's going to be from now on. It's going to be the week before the Super Bowl. Last year it was the week before Super Bowl. This was the weekend before Super Bowl as well this year. And man, it was fun. It
Yeah,
almost doubled in size from the first year.
yeah. So I didn't go the first year. I wanted to, but I think I was out of town and couldn't make it work. But
Yeah,
I was really impressed with the amount of players in the industry that were there, and the podcasting that was going on. It was so fun.
it was.
And then the
Everybody with
presentation.
their headphones on, everybody running around with their mics interviewing everybody else. It was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, I loved it. I honestly can't wait for the next year. Right, it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, so for any of you listeners out there that did not go, you should go because it was awesome. And I think it's going to be in the same place too, right next year, Mark,
Yeah, the
in Arizona.
DoubleTree in Scottsdale. Yep.
Perfect.
The weekend before Super Bowl. Yep.
Before Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
think about going next year. But I want to talk about your presentation, at least the first one that I saw. I think it was the first day
Hmm.
of the conference,
Yeah.
where a big piece of it was talking about leadership, and I won't go into trying to give an overview of it because I'll probably butch it. But I want you to share with our audience that presentation because I thought for me it was very inspiring, um, because yeah, I'm not a dentist, but I still can learn from other leaders, no matter what industry they're in. And I feel like this episode, I want to focus on leadership and kind of your mindset in business. Whether they're a dentist or not, I feel like this episode can help our audience. So um, why don't you go ahead and start talking and give us kind of an overview in a I guess a shorter version of your presentation there, Mark, and I'll ask questions as we go along as well.
Yeah, sure. Okay, thanks, Jordan. I appreciate that. So yeah, the presentation is one that I've given bits and pieces of before. Everything I think in becoming a successful business owner comes down to how we manage our time.
Hmm.
And it's funny because as dentists in our profession, we are physicians of the oral cavity. We focus on mathematics and science, like from the time
Yeah.
that we are, sophomores in high school. And if we've decided that we want to become a physician or a dentist or in healthcare somewhere, we kind of understand that we have to know math and science really, really well.
Hmm.
And so we spend our lives kind of in libraries and focusing on studying for the SAT and the ACT and then the DAT and then board exams. And so we learn how to be really, really good at clinical thinking uh, and, scientific thinking, mathematical thinking. But, we kind of put aside rapport building and the soft skills and the ability to lead people because we have to jump through the next hoop, right? So it's kind of a part of our personality that gets stunted a little bit, that gets pushed aside, and it's so important. I think that so many people realize once they get out, and especially after, once they start getting towards business ownership, that, man, it's really important to be able to lead a team. Man, it's really important to be able to build rapport quickly with my patients and build trust, right? And that's something that we are underdeveloped as, I think, because I get a chance to talk to dentists, hundreds of dentists a month, probably thousands over my career. And I will say that dentists are admittedly underdeveloped in those areas, those soft skills, the ability to connect with their team and patients, and build relationships and rapport. A lot of that leadership stuff comes to how we are able to manage our time. So that is one of the things that I love to kind of weave into my presentations, whether I'm speaking at a study club or in front of 1,000, 1,500 people at a big dental conference. I like to kind of start off talking about time and how we manage time. I started off the presentation with a simple math problem. You take your age in years, multiply it by 365, and you subtract the answer that you get from the number, I think it's 28,800 or something. So the average lifespan in days for the average human being, or the average human being in the United States, is about 28,800 days. It's 78.8 years or something like that. I don't have my notes in front of me, but something like that. So if you subtract the number of days that you've been alive from this number, 28,800 or whatever that happens to be, you get a kind of a round number of how many days you have left if you're going to live to the lifespan of the average American.
What's the formula again? I want to do it while you're talking.
Sure. So
I'm 31.
Okay, so multiply here. First do this. Multiply 78.8 times 365.
365.
What do you get?
Okay. 2,800
or 28,000.
Sorry. 28,000, yeah, sorry.
28,000 what?
762.
Okay, something like that. Okay, then take your age in years, you're 31, times 365.
So 31, are you writing this down? Because I'm getting ready to clear the calculator.
I am.
Okay, so 31
yep.
times, what was the?
365.
365.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 11,315.
Okay, so subtract 28,000, or take the number 28762.
Okay.
Minus 11,315.
17,447.
447. So if you live to the lifespan of the average American, you have 17,447 days left.
Wow. Okay.
And you've spent about, obviously we're rounding down for your birthday. You've spent about 11,300 days on this earth so far. So it's really powerful when people get over and above, midlife. I'm 45 years old, so my number is much higher than yours, 45 times 365, whatever that happens to be. And I put it on kind of this bell-shaped curve, with the midline being half of 28,762. And the vast majority of the room was past midlife, right? And on their way down towards 28,000. Now, obviously, we don't know what our number is going to be. We don't know when that number is up. We don't know if we're going to live to 15,000, 16,000 in one day, or if we get hit by a bus tomorrow. We really don't know. But the bottom line is everybody has a number, and it's going to run out for every single person. So it's really powerful when you do that math, and then you say, how are you spending your days? Are you spending your days doing high-value activities, or are you spending your days doing low-value activities? And then I kind of go into this exercise where one of my business mentors, who has become extremely successful, he's worth 9 figures now, and he and I are like very, very, very close friends. But he was one of my original mentors. He didn't even charge me money back then. He was just a guy that was like.
I have a few guys like that.
Yeah, isn't it great?
Yeah, it's awesome.
And they're just a little bit further in the in their time line than you are. They're a little bit further ahead, but they see something in you, so they mentor you. So this guy mentored me, and he took me through this time journaling exercise where you write down everything that you do from the time you wake up in the morning until the time you go to bed at night, and you do that for an entire week. It's extremely tedious, but you do that. You write everything down, even if it's every 15 minutes. You write it down, and you diligently do this for a week.
Does it have to be like can I like digitally take the notes, or does it have to be like
sure. Yeah.
pen and paper? All right, okay.
And then, but you're going to want to print them out because the next part requires that you actually put pen to paper. So after you have this journal completely done, then you take two highlighters. You have a yellow highlighter, you have a blue highlighter. With the yellow highlighter, you highlight everything that you could delegate out for $100 or less.
Cool, okay.
And in blue, you highlight everything that you have to do yourself, or that is something that is worth more than $100 an hour to you. Mm-hmm. Okay. And as you get more successful, and as your organization grows, that $100 threshold goes to $200, goes to $500, goes to $1,000. I'd like to say that my threshold is, about $750 to $1,000. I like to delegate anything out that I could delegate out for less than $750. Okay. Everything else that I do, like dentistry or putting systems together for my 10 practices, that stuff is worth more than $750 per hour. So that would be considered a high value activity. So anything that you can delegate out for less than $100 or whatever your threshold happens to be, you highlight in yellow.
And the threshold is the $100 an hour, or in your case, you're looking to delegate, anything under the 1,000.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so that's the threshold. Yep. Very cool.
And then you highlight in blue anything that you have to do yourself, or that you would consider a high value activity, something above that threshold that you would delegate out. So the whole idea is to try to eliminate as much yellow as you can and fill your days with more blue and less yellow. And that's the whole idea.
This is an activity I'm going to start doing, dude. So you're tracking everything per hour. Is that what you said? I
yeah, but sometimes there's certain things that are just a waste of time that are even less than an hour. For instance, part of this exercise would be you put a tick mark at the top of the page every time you check voicemail, email, anytime you check social media or text anybody. You put a tick mark at the top of the page, so you could track how often you're being distracted by your device. And that's really, really, that's enlightening, man. Because when I did that the first time, I was like, holy cow, I'm checking my phone like 30 times an hour. This is crazy. So now, like Ashley, my COO, and I, when we go into whiteboard sessions, we'll just have a power hour or a power 3 hours where we're just kind of strategizing what the next quarter is going to look like. We will literally put our phones in the other room. Now we'll come back and we'll have 100 text messages, but we weren't distracted by that the entire time that we were working on our high value activities. It's really enlightening. It's crazy how many times people check their devices.
So is there any I can imagine, because I am a millennial and I like my technology, right? So is there any templates you have in that with the journal?
No, that's the cool thing about it, is that you can do it on a blank piece of paper, and you could just put 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it's super low tech. I like to do it in pen and paper. I do this I do this twice a year. I like to do it in pen and paper, but some people like you, millennials, would probably want to put it in some kind of a template. But that's fine too.
I still like pen and paper. I on my desk I have lots of notes and things in pen and paper. So I'm not that young of a millennial, Mark.
Well, millennial is what, 37 and under. So you're a solid square smack in the middle of the millennial generation. So.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks, dog. So you're telling people to track their time for a week straight, and all the tasks you're doing, and then you go back and you say, okay, yellow is
delegatable. Yeah, either eliminate
delegatable.
it or delegate it.
Okay, and then blue is focus on doing more of those.
More of those high value activities. Yeah,
high value activities.
Because if you relate this to, and then I talked about the Pareto principle. Everybody knows this by now. This is the 20.
I would hope.
The 80-20 principle. It was a principle founded by, or kind of discovered by, Vilfredo Pareto, who was an Italian economist and a gardener, and he recognized that 80% of the peas that he yielded from his garden came from just 20% of the pea pods. And then he realized that 20% of the residents of Italy owned 80% of the land. And then he realized that 20% of the money that was earned in all of Italy at that time, 80% of the money that was earned in the entire country was earned by only 20% of the Italian population. So he realized that, 20% of overachieving anything, whether they're pea pods or human beings, yield 80% of the results. And, if you apply that to your life, either to how you spend your time or, the number of people that are successful in our society, that holds true. So you want to kind of restructure your life so that instead of 80% of your day being yellow, low value activities, you want to restructure that so that 80% are blue, high value activities.
Okay. And what are some examples, just I guess in business, of high value activities?
Yeah. So for me, it used to be that, obviously, when I had one practice,
it changes, I'm sure.
Yeah, one practice or two practices. My highest value activity, obviously, was producing dentistry.
Yes.
When I was doing dentistry, is probably a good idea that I focus on doing dentistry and not like pulling myself aside and trying to, communicate via social media or in between patients and letting my attention wander, right? So when I had one practice, two practices, the highest value activity was doing dentistry. That was the highest value activity, and I probably should have focused only on that. There were times in my life when I tried to, do too much at one time. And you figure out that when you try to multitask, you do a whole lot of things not very well. Instead of doing one thing really, really well with full concentration. But, now, like I said earlier, my highest value activities are probably managing my regional managers for my dental group, recording podcast episodes, speaking in front of large groups of people, and still I practice 8 hours per week. That's a high value activity still. So, it really depends on the individual, but you just have to determine what it is that you consider your high value activities. And it doesn't just have to be with business either. I made a big point to kind of define what a non-negotiable is. And for me, my non-negotiables are things that have to do with my family. It's non-negotiable that I have a date night with my wife once a week, and it's non-negotiable that I make it to all of my kids' soccer games.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's non-negotiable that I will be home. If I'm in town, I'll be home by 5:30 every single night, and I'll put my phone away when I'm with them. And I'm not perfect. I mean, there are times when, I'm checking my phone way too much at home. My wife reminds me that I committed to the family that I wouldn't do that, and I snap out of it. But there's
it happens to me all the time.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's by nature. We're entrepreneurs, and a certain part of us is married to our business as much as
you're absolutely right.
As much as we're married to our spouse, we're committed to building this thing. But yeah, those are just some of the things that I talked about in that first address at Voices of Dentistry.
This podcast is being brought to you by dentalpay.net. If there's anything that I've learned about negotiating with insurance companies, everything is negotiable. As a gift to our listeners, we've negotiated credit card processing rates through dentalpay.net. Credit card processing fees are not always what we think about when running a business. But here's how much our test listeners and test clients have saved through dentalpay.net. Matthews Dental, $7,600. Out of This World Dentistry, $7,500 annually. Utah Dental United, $6,800 annually. Hidden Valley Dental, $5,300 annually. The list goes on and on and on. We've tested several clients and several listeners with this dentalpay.net, and we're satisfied to let you know that the savings do make a difference. Make sure to let them know that Ben and Jordon referred you, and they'll treat you like family. Contact them by visiting www.dentalpay.net.
Yeah, and I think it is so critical for us as business owners and practice owners to do this exercise. I've never done it yet, Mark, but I honestly am going to start doing it, and I might text you if I have questions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the time journaling exercise is really, really powerful. I would suggest anybody out there to figure out, do that math. Your age in years times 365, subtract it by 28,762, and then you'll find out whether or not you have hit the midline yet or not, according to, the life expectancy of the average American. And, that might shake you into realization that you're wasting valuable days and months and years on the planet.
So I just wrote my number on my board here that we just calculated.
11,315, dude.
That's how many days I've been on this earth, Mark.
That's right.
I'm at 17,447.
17,447. That's it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have one of my developers create a countdown timer for me, and I'm going to look at that every day.
That's powerful, dude. Can you imagine if you had one of those?
I really am going to do that. I'm going to have one of my devs build just an online countdown timer for me, and we're going to go from there. And I'm gonna design it so it reminds me every day at how many days I have left, so that I can focus on high value work.
Yeah, man. There you go. If that doesn't shake you up. If that doesn't shake you into, redistributing your time, then nothing will.
Yeah.
I mean, there it is right there. You never get those seconds back, dude. I mean,
No,
seconds that
you
tick
don't.
away, it's not like we're not immortal. I mean, we're all going to run out of seconds. We're all going to run out of breaths,
I really think this is powerful. I'm just looking at this number, and now it just scares me.
Well, I've got about 15 years on you, man. So I better hustle, huh?
You got to hustle, man. Keep hustling because you're doing an awesome job out there.
Thanks, brother.
No, I think that your presentation was awesome. And there anything else you wanted to share from your presentation?
Yeah, I really think that it comes down to and how to integrate that time, that awareness of time, and how not to waste it, how to focus on our high-value activities versus our low-value activities. It really dovetails nicely into how we lead our team, right?
Yeah.
We really, if we're going to be at work and we're going to supposedly be doing high-value activities and high-value work for our patient base, then when we're at work, let's focus and really, really focus on making sure that the work is high value and of the highest quality. So if you can impart to your team the importance of, while we're at work, we work and we do the best job that we can, and even if you have to use this device, this exercise, to drive the point home, then so be it. But part of leadership is holding people accountable and making sure that they completely understand what your expectations are. They need to know what success looks like. You need to define success for them. It's funny. It's just like any other relationship. It's like if you're in a romantic relationship or with a relationship with your spouse or your kids, if there is a lack of communication, if they don't know what it is that you expect from them and you are not super clear about it, then it's really not their fault if they don't provide the level of engagement or what it is that you desire from them, right? If if you don't take the time to truly define it. So that was a big thing that I learned early on early on in my practice career, right? It was like I would tell a chairside assistant something one time in passing, or I would give them a funny look if they forgot an instrument, or if my burr block was out of order, or if they didn't tell a patient something. And then I would expect them to pick up from my body language or just a passing comment or a snarky comment from me, and I expected them to pick that up and remember it. Not everybody, operates that way. But if I would have taken, that example of, the burr block not being in its correct order, and, them constantly forgetting something in the room, and I would have taken that and said, okay, how could I be more constructive here? And that's how I started putting my operations manuals together, my protocol sheets, because we would define together exactly what it was the room was supposed to look like. We'd take pictures of our tray setups and our burr blocks. We would write down exactly the desired procedure for each doctor that was working in the practice, so that once it is written down in black and white and the expectations were clearly defined, then there really is no excuse if they continued to drop the ball, because we've already all agreed that this is the procedure, this is what the burr block has to look like, this is what I don't want you to forget. We put it in black and white. Expectations are completely laid out. That's how you lead a team. But, however, if you spell that out and your expectations are in black and white and you don't hold them accountable, you don't have to be unkind when you're reminding them, but if you don't hold them accountable and say, hey, look, we already agreed, you signed it, here's your accountability agreement, here's your protocol sheet, you're not cutting it, like that, then you have to take it upon yourself as the leader to call them out if they're not living up to your expectations. That's how you become a good leader, not by a dictatorship, but mutual understanding.
Yeah, no, I love that, because I was speaking to you yesterday, and I kind of had to do something like that here, where
you had to help somebody
create a system.
You had to help somebody to find a new path for themselves, right?
Exactly, yeah. And that's always a hard conversation to have, but it's because we have systems here that we know what each role a person does here, and if they're not doing it, it's really obvious that they're not, right? And it's much like you, we have like protocols and guidelines of what I expect when I hire somebody for a certain role. So when they don't follow that, it's a lot easier to bring that to their attention. And me, I give them another chance, but then if they can't improve or do what I expect them to do, then it's time to make some changes, right?
Right.
So.
But how many times, I can't even count the number of times, as I was developing this muscle, this leadership muscle over the years. I've been in business for, what is it now? Probably, 17, 18 years now.
Nice.
I can't tell you how many people I had to part ways with because I never was clear about my expectations. I expected them to a certain degree to read my mind. And it's just like in a relationship, it's like, I can't read your mind. Just tell me exactly what it is. Success looks like. What's your love language? What exactly am I not doing correctly?
That's a good book, by the way.
It is a great book. Tell me exactly what to do, and I'll do it. Give me my definition of success in your eyes, and I'll do it. But if you do define success, and they still can't, produce, they still can't live up to your definition of success, then maybe it's not a good fit. But until you truly define that, it's not really fair to anybody to expect them to read your mind. I can't tell you how many people, how many great people I've probably had, a bad relationship with, or maybe didn't get the most out of them as a team member because I wasn't a good leader.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm guilty of that. I'm sure most of us are.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I think these are good tips, though, Mark, for our audience. Leadership is definitely important. It can be learned. That's a good thing, right? It can be learned and improved upon. And that's kind of why I wanted you on the show today, because I selfishly want to be a better leader, and I can learn from you, right?
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes is from Peter Drucker, who's the godfather of modern management, and
Yeah.
he wrote The Effective Executive, and he said, I'm probably going to slaughter this. I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, in my 45 years of management and leadership, I've never met a natural born leader,
Yeah.
or natural effective executive. They've all been developed over time.
Yes.
So that's cool, right? That just basically means, according to Peter Drucker anyway, that just means that we aren't born leaders. We're not born effective executives. We have to grow into that. We have to develop that, just like any other muscle. You have to develop into that. So that's good news for us, right?
It's good news. Yeah. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So, no, I really appreciate you, Mark, sharing your knowledge of leadership. I think that's such an awesome skill set that anyone, in our industry and other industries should really focus on improving in their business. So thanks for that, Mark.
Yeah, of course.
So you're a busy man. What?
Yep.
We learned that from the intro. What's your latest project you're working on right now?
I have so many different projects. So we just came out of Voices of Dentistry, and that was awesome. Great to see you there. We have another huge event coming up, which is the Dental Success Summit, which once again, you are just such a huge supporter, and I got to thank you so much for being another, preferred vendor and sponsor. Just like always, you're supporting us. That is April 6th and 7th. We already have over 320 people signed up for that event.
Wow.
It's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be bigger than last year.
Yeah, last year we had almost 400 people there, but this year, I mean, we still have a couple months left, and yeah, this thing is going to be pretty big. We have so many incredible speakers this year. So, I'm putting the speakers lineup together, and I realize, holy cow, we have 16 hours of actual time, and we have like 22 awesome speakers. Like, what do I do? So we realized, we recognized that we had great people, and I didn't want to cut anybody from the speakers lineup. So we're going to be doing power hours where people are going to be speaking TED Talk style, and we're just going to have like really, really powerful, short, actionable presentations. So I don't know if you've ever been to like a 2-day event before with multiple presenters, but when you're sitting there, it's really hard to maintain your attention span for hour-long or 90-minute long presentations, one after the other, because there's not a whole lot of moving around. It's one topic that can kind of get old after a while to listen to one topic for 60 to 90 minutes. So we changed it up a bit. Yeah. It is, especially for you dang millennials, man. I mean, you guys are you guys want 4-minute presentations, right?
Guys like me who I'm pretty sure I have ADD.
Well, me too.
And I can't focus, or I can hyper focus. But I definitely get if it's too long, I'm like, okay, let's get to it. Come on,
Yep.
So you're doing something different there this year.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be speaking for longer periods of time, and there's a couple other, maybe 2 or 3 speakers that have an hour, but everybody else, it's like 20 or 30-minute, like really actionable, short, very, very intentional presentations where we're going to give 3 or 5 action items per per speaker. It's just going to be really, really cool. We have some really awesome speakers. So that's one thing that I'm working on right now is the Dental Success Summit. If you guys haven't signed up yet, there's still an early bird discount going on. Just go to dentalsuccesssummit.com, and you guys can pick up a ticket at least 40% off at this juncture right now. So
awesome.
That's one thing. Come hang out with me and Jordon. That's one thing. The next big project we have going on is the Dental Success Network. Now, if you guys haven't heard anything about this yet, we are launching this the end of February. I don't know when this actual podcast is going to go out, but the Dental Success Network is something that I am so passionate and excited about. We've got together with some of the best clinical CE providers, and some of the best practice management and business CE providers, and we've joined forces, and we're creating this network, this community, right? So if you think about what's happening in dentistry right now, we have some great free forums, right? And chat rooms. We all know who I'm talking about. There's some great chat rooms that were started years and years ago, and that idea was way before its time, and it was awesome, and it still serves dentistry in a positive way. But there are some downsides to some of these free Facebook forums and free forums in general, and that is that people can get super negative, and people can get really, really mean because they're anonymous online, right? And
they're called troll. Yeah, the trolls.
Internet trolls, right?
Yeah, it drives me crazy.
Oh, it's so difficult to actually like get real advice when you say for instance, hey, I separated a file on tooth number 14. Here's a picture of it. Oh my gosh! On some of these forums, just hold on a second. You're gonna get trashed. I mean, people are gonna say things about your mom because you separated a file in the MB2 of tooth number 14. It's like it's not a safe place anymore. So the Dental Success Network has 3 different elements to it. It is a safe community that is moderated by the experts in the field. We have experts in endo, in digital dentistry, in removable prosthetics, in fixed prosthodontics, in sleep medicine, in implant placement, in practice management. Pretty much every specialty and subspecialty that you can think of, we have the top clinical and business minds that are going to be moderating these rooms.
So cool.
So imagine just going in there and saying, okay, I want to hear about practice management. Hey guys, my overhead's out of whack. Give me some advice. And I would chime in about, hey, can you send me your P&L and I'll take a look at it, and we'll be able to see where you're overspending. And then you can hop over and say, hey guys, I have a patient who I did an endo on tooth number 30. Here's the post-op. I can't figure out why this patient is swollen now. And then you'd have, 3 endodontists that would chime in, hey, have you tried this particular antibiotic or whatever? Or,
and it's positive.
And it's positive.
Not like, oh, you moron, you should have done this.
Exactly. And we're going to strictly police that. One strike and you're out. You start getting snarky and mean with people and not constructive, then you're out. You're out. So it's a paid community, but the cost is less than probably a cup of coffee a day. I don't want to say exactly what the price is because it's going to change based on when you come into it, but it's less than $200 a month. Let's just say that. Okay. So you get that, you get the community, you get access to all of these experts. Okay. You get continuing education. We have a brand new large facility in Scottsdale that we're outfitting right now. So all of these experts are actually also going to be teaching clinical continuing education with hands-on on patients in certain circumstances. And I'm going to be teaching a lot of my practice management courses at the Scottsdale facility as well. So, and you will get a steep discount, cheaper CE than you can find anywhere else from some of the biggest names in clinical education. So you'll get a CE element, a live CE element. You'll get this community, and then we have a buying group element as well, where I'm taking all of my kind of years of building relationships in the dental profession, and I'm leaning on our preferred vendors. We have over 25 preferred vendors. The biggest names in dentistry, and they have decided, or they have agreed rather, to take a big percentage off of their retail price for the members of this network. So dentalsuccessnetwork.com, you get the community element, you get access to some of the biggest names in dentistry, you get really, really affordable live continuing education, and you get the buying group as well. And that's all going to be less than $200 a month, which there are many buying groups out there alone that only do discounts, nothing else. and they're more than they cost more than this. So
I've researched those.
Yeah, right. You know all about those, and you are one of the preferred vendors on our list. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for participating.
I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. I can't believe the cool things you're doing in the industry. You're calling it DSN, right? For short.
Yeah, the Dental Success Network, dentalsuccessnetwork.com. And the cool thing is, Jordan, check this out. So when you check out the dentalsuccessnetwork.com, make sure it's going to ask, hey, how'd you hear about us? Make sure that you say that you guys select Jordan and Ben or the Navigating Dental Insurance podcast.
Cool.
And we'll be able to track exactly where those members are coming from. We'll do like a little informal competition because the dental hacks, Alan and Jason are part of this thing as well. We got
both great, awesome guys.
Awesome guys. We have a lot of podcasters that are involved with this project. So you guys,
sounds like it.
You and Ben, Alan and Jason. We have Jonathan Van Horn that's involved. We have we have Reese that's involved.
Reese is here in Utah.
Reese Harper, he's awesome too.
So great.
Yeah, we have so many awesome influencers that are participating because everybody sees the need to unify as a profession and the power of collaboration. So when we all get together, I mean, if we have, 5,000 people that are members of this thing, just think of the amount of leverage that we have with all of the vendors. Just think of about the amount of leverage that we have with all of the instructors, and we can fill all of their continuing education events, and nobody needs to go anywhere else once we kind of get all the leverage of building this membership. So I'm really excited about it, man. I really, really am. I think it's going to change a lot about our profession.
Yeah, I think it's really cool what you guys are doing, and just chatting with you guys at Voices of Dentistry, and a little bit before, I was pretty pumped when you started telling me about the idea. So super cool. And just to let all of our listeners know, I think anything you do, Mark, is quality. I've seen Mark in action, if you will. Been to a couple of his masterminds and with smaller groups of dentists, and I couldn't believe the attention to detail and the quality that Mark offers to the people that work with him, whether it be in the mastermind or even the summits, right, that you provide for the industry. I've gone to a lot of different conferences and worked with lots of people in the industry, and you just have a lot of good things about you. You got a lot of good quality, and I couldn't recommend you more, right, to our listeners. So there you go,
man.
Mark.
I really appreciate that.
Man.
It means a lot to me. You're one of my favorite millennials, dude. I mean,
I'm the coolest millennial.
Well, you only have 17,447 days left, buddy. So you better get back to work. I mean, geez.
I gotta get back to work. Well, podcast is I've determined it's a high value activity. So
hey, man, is it so true? Like, I mean, so one of the things that we hadn't talked about yet was the fact that the reason that there is a Voices of Dentistry is because back in 2015. June of 2015, when I started my podcast, there was only 3 other dental podcasts. Now there are 53 dental podcasts. So people are realizing that podcasts are the best way to consume content, right? Because you can drive, you could be in a plane, you could be doing the dishes, you could be walking your dog, you could be watching your kids at soccer practice, which I do every single night, and I have my earbuds in. It is the best way to consume content. And,
it really is.
And you can just, I mean, I feel like I know you and Ben. I mean, I feel like I talk to you guys once a week because I'm listening to your podcast once a week. It's just a very, very cool way to consume content. It's I think it's a game changer.
Really is. It's a game changer, and then I think just the traditional, model of just getting to know other businesses and what other people are doing, it doesn't work as well anymore. Offering valuable content is probably the best thing that anyone can do, in this industry and others. But podcast is one of my favorite things to do. And I used to want to start a radio station, so this is close. This
is better.
This is as close as I'm going to get.
Oh my gosh, isn't this better though? I mean, it's on demand. Can you
better.
imagine like people still listen? I mean, what's his name? Dave Ramsey has this huge following. Millions of people tune in to listen to Dave Ramsey every single day. But you got to go onto the AM station and you got to hit it at 2 o'clock or whatever time that his show is on. There's no DVR for radio, right? So
no, there's not.
That's why the vast majority of his people are like retirees, because they can listen at 2 o'clock in the middle of the day. But I mean, there's no other options for on-demand radio except for podcasts, and that's why podcasts. You know, people that were from traditional radio used to make fun of podcasts. You can't make fun of podcasts anymore. They're powerful.
No way, they're so powerful. Yeah, I definitely listen to a handful of podcasts through my commutes and everything. So
for sure.
Yeah, dude. Anyways, it's been so fun to have you on the show again, and work with you at this level, I guess. Work, speaking and educating the industry. It's been so fun. So appreciate your knowledge, Mark, and what you're doing in the industry. It's been cool to get to know you and to be a part of it a little bit, on my end. So thank you so much for coming on our show. Any final thoughts for our audience?
I don't know. If you guys have any questions or just want to reach out to me, you can go to Dental Success Institute Facebook page. You can interact with me directly there. If you want to do something a little bit more private, just go to info@truedentalsuccess.com. I always return emails. Sometimes it takes me a bit because I get swamped, but I'm happy to answer any questions about anything that you have to throw at me.
Right on, brother. So go ahead and contact Mark and check out what he's doing. I think it's a really, really cool concept, what he's doing here in the industry. So again, thanks for listening to our show, and I hope you guys have a rockin' day.
Thanks, Jordon.